My name is Danny Morel. I am the president and founder of Intero Real Estate Services here in Southern California, and we've got 2 offices. We've actually got 3 offices now, one in Rancho Cucamonga, La Quinta, and Downey. Part of my story and part of how I got here is that, I can remember back when I was a young guy and I had a choice to make. And it was either I was going to go and do what I saw most of the people around me do, which was, get a typical working environment, or I thought to myself, what am I going to do to buy my mom a house by the time I was 21? That was my whole goal back then. And so I thought to myself, the only way I'm going to do this is to get into business. So I started my first business by the time I was 18, like literally 2 weeks out of high school. And then after that, I saved up some money. I was actually a tortilla delivery man, believe it or not. I saved up some money, and in saving up some money, I went to a real estate agent and I said, hey, I'm getting ready to buy my mom a house. I know I'm only 21 years old, but I really want to do this. What do I have to do? And as he starts talking to me, the next question out of my mouth is like, hey, so how do you like real estate? And is there a business in this? Because I was just hungry. I was just this young, wide-eyed kid that wanted to make a difference, Next thing you know, at the time, I'm working 6 days a week in my business and part-time at a health food store. And I say, hey, I'm available Sundays. I'll tell you what, I don't want you to pay me a thing. I want to go work for you for free. I just want you to teach me what to do. Because I really, really believe that there's more value in learning sometimes than in money, because the knowledge you get, you can apply it and take it anywhere. Fast forward to that, I'm 27 years old. Selling 150 homes a year, making over $1 million. Life is great. And then I decided to myself, this real estate stuff is cool, but I want to go and I want to coach and train people. So I opened up a coaching company, and we literally get about 480 coaching clients within 1 year that are paying us on a monthly basis to teach them how to expand their businesses, expand their mindset, expand their thoughts. I'll never forget, we would do amazing 2 and 3 day seminars. Our last seminar was in Coronado. We had about 100 realtors and lenders on the beach at 5 in the morning, watching the sunrise, doing meditation, doing exercise. I hired a personal trainer for them to be there at the seminar. And those were just great life-changing events. And then the market changed. And when the market changed, I can honestly say that I accept full responsibility for what happened. I don't believe I had made wise financial decisions with my spending habits. And I wasn't ready for that at the time. So company literally fell apart, and I was forced to leave the industry for about 2 years or so. And then I came back. And when I came back as a salesperson, just to kind of, put food back on the table and, just kind of get my feet wet a little and believe in myself again. Because one of the things that happened is during the crash in the market, I lost absolutely everything. Nothing was left. There was times where we didn't even know how we were going to eat. And I needed to rebuild my self-esteem. I needed to rebuild my belief in myself. As positive as a guy that I am, when you lose everything, trust me, it'll make you test some of the beliefs that you have in yourself, And so I went out, and in 6 months, cold turkey, I think I sold like 30 houses. Got our family back up and, squared away. And at that point was a pivotal decision. And I think that's where this all came about. I asked myself, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And there was the money decision. And the money decision was go back to selling real estate, because I know how to do that like the back of my hand, and I knew I could immediately make a lot of money. But then there was the what's your purpose decision. And I couldn't get out of my mind those events, those seminars that we had, the people running on the beach, people saying, I used to sell 10 houses, now I sell 40, and I do it in less time, and the cards I would get and the thank you notes and all of that stuff that just kept popping out in my mind. It was as if God was saying, don't forget that you have the ability to inspire people. And I thought to myself, I know what I'm going to do. I don't want to go back to coaching because I've got 2 young kids and I don't want to travel all over the place anymore. but I'm going to open up a real estate company. And I'm going to open up a real estate company that is going to change lives. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open up a real estate company that has a focus on coaching, developing, helping, inspiring people to be their best that happens to sell real estate. And I think that's why Intero is growing so fast right now, is because we're not the kind of place that just says, you know, there's your desk, go get them. We truly believe in people, we help them believe in themselves, and then through the experience that I have, we help them see what it takes to grow their businesses. So I had a very clear vision for Intero when I started, and it was to be a change agent. I have a little bit of a problem in that I think really, really big. So I always picture whatever I do, I picture it leaving a legacy. You know, when I'm gone, I want people to be able to think back and go, you know what? No matter what that guy did or whatever the case may be, he had some crazy ideas, but man, that guy impacted my life and here's how he did it. And so that was my vision. My vision was, it was based around people, because I have been through so many events, so many seminars, so many coaches. I've literally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to make myself a better person. And I know the impact of that. And I also know that there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to invest in themselves. And so I thought to myself, what if I do that for them? What if I bring people into an environment where there aren't any egos, where everyone's supportive, where everybody loves each other, and where there's just people that are growing for one common cause, and that's to live a life of abundance, you know? Oh, and we happen to sell real estate, you know what I mean? And I thought to myself, what if that were to happen? And I knew the answer. I knew that we were gonna be the #1 company in Southern California, because I just don't know, or I haven't seen, and I visited so many offices, I just don't know or haven't seen any office that does what we do the way we do it, and that can truly look someone in the eye and say, you are going to have a better business by the time you leave here. And that vision has become a reality. Some of the steps I've taken is, #1, I've put people in front of money. You know, you can sell 150 homes a year, 200 homes a year. If you got a big ego and you know you got a chip on your shoulder and you're not willing to be a part of a community, this is not the place for you. You know, we stay committed to our training programs. We do that in a lot of different ways. Our role plays, we exercise together, we do all kinds of stuff together just to help people get out of the box and start really believing in their true destiny and their true purpose. And you know, some of the amazing stories that we have, I mean, we have agents that literally come in my office, they meet with me. You know, making a change from another real estate company is a little bit of a scary thing, but they meet with me and I can see it in them. I can literally see them. I can think of Camilo, for example. I remember the day where, you know, he's selling 7 houses a year, you know, and he's just kind of complacent, just hanging out. And I think he did 7 houses like within the first 2 months of being here. And that's not one story. There's 20 stories like that here. And that to me means that our vision is true. It's happening. It's literally happening, and that is freaking exciting to me. So I think that what makes Intero an environment where agents can thrive is that there's safety here. And what I mean by that is that this is a place where people are safe to be real. I think in a lot of ways our society has put us all in positions where we kind of have to stay in a box, you know? And whenever we break out of that box, people go, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? Get back over here. You know what I'm saying? Intero is different. Intero is a place where people can come and the shy become unshy, the timid become untimid, the fearful become unfearful, because they're free to be real. Like, if you're afraid, it's okay to be afraid. Guess what? I've been afraid too. And here's how I broke through that. If you were nervous on an appointment, guess what? I was nervous once too. And here's step by step what I did to become unnervous. So I think that the minute people see that it's okay to go through what they're going through, however, there's a way out of it, that's where transformation happens. Because a lot of times in life, when you go through situations and circumstances, you think you're the only one. Well, Intero is just a place where there's a bunch of great people, and they look around and they go, okay, well, that guy's just as messed up as me. Screw it, I'm gonna go for it. You know what I mean? And then they start working together and teaming up and helping each other, and little by little, next thing you know, there's just magic happening. So there's a couple of things that we do specifically to help agents become better. And 100% of the things that we do are things that I use in my business. So I remember the day when I was stuck. I was selling about 30 to 40 homes a year. I was working 7 days a week to do that, mind you. So I was working a lot. Selling 30 to 40 homes, that's quite a bit. However, I knew I wanted more. So I started to look out for things that would make me better. The first thing I do is there's a morning routine that we do, where every single morning, all of the agents take a picture of their journal and post it to a private group that we have, and where we write out the 3 things that made us happy from the day before. The reason why we do that is because real estate is an emotional business. So sometimes you need to focus your mind on what actually made you happy. So we write out, I was happy because, I really helped that person. Or I was happy because my son did this goofy thing, whatever it is. I know it sounds crazy, but instantly you're transformed into a state of happiness. The second thing was we write out what we're thankful for, because thankfulness is one of the greatest energies and one of the greatest things that you can vibrate out there into the world. So you could be thankful for a lot of different things. You write them down and you remember that. The third thing we do is we write out our goals for the year. Because how many times have people said, you know what, this year I'm going to do this, and by the end of the year they forget. We literally write it out every single day. And then last but not least, we write out 25 times what is called our earning statement. In the brain, there's something called a reticular activating sensor. And what that brain does is that brain kind of calibrates what you believe is real and not real. So for example, I can tell an agent, hey, you really can sell 50 homes a year and only work 4 days a week. And they could go, no, that's impossible. I'm selling 20 homes a year and I work 7 days a week. So we start reprocessing their thinking. And I would have them write something like, I easily and effortlessly sell 50 homes a year while only working 5 days a week, or whatever the case may be. Because part of life is you just believing that something is possible. So that's one tool we do. Another thing we do is we're constantly role-playing. I remember when I was working only with buyers. Buyers are easy. You put them in your car, you show them around, you open the door, and then you shut up and they go, I like that one. And then you simply write on a piece of paper, you make them sign it, and that's it. You made a sale, right? Sellers are different. Sellers and taking listings, there's an art to it. There's a mindset to it. There's a professionalism about it. It's a completely different game. And part of that is you have to know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. The training we provide here for free, just by being at the office, is probably on par or better, and I'll go ahead and say that because it's the truth, than any training you can receive out there right now that you would pay thousands of dollars a month for. And it works because literally, I'll tell you the numbers. Literally, we were a buyers-focused company, and we would take maybe 8 to 9 listings on a monthly basis. Today, for example, is the 22nd of the month, and we've already taken 34 listings. And that's just because of the last 6 months we've been training and working and practicing and internalizing and rehearsing. The same way a basketball player shoots free throws, the same way a baseball player takes ground balls, is the same way that we practice. So we do that every morning. Another thing that we do every morning is we role play. Not everybody does, but everybody knows that it's happening, right? So we go ahead and we role play as a group, because if I'm doing it by myself, I'll find excuses. But if I'm doing it with a group, then there's a group of people that are all doing the same thing, and I'll go, man, I better do it as well, The other thing we do is Intero in Shape, which is a great program. My wife owns a gym, CrossFit Sabre. It's here locally in Upland, California. And I believe that when you feel great about yourself, you'll have great results. So once a month we get together, we work out together, and typically we go out and have breakfast afterwards. Another thing that we do for the people that are most serious is our one-on-one coaching program. These are individuals that are showing up every single day. They're full-time realtors. They're role-playing on a daily basis. They're prospecting, where I'm literally for 30 minutes, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, we sit down and we talk specifically about their business, their business plan and what they have to do to get to the next level. All of what we do boils down to this. I remember very clearly when I was building my coaching company, going to hundreds of real estate offices and thinking, the only reason I'm here is because the current leader at the office is not providing what needs to be provided. And that's kind of tough to say, but it's the reality of the market. And I just decided I'm going to do here the same thing people were paying me to give them. I'm just going to do it for free as part of being a part of this great company. The thing that they're most seeking, what I've noticed, I'll tell you what, I've got agents that have met with me that have been in the business for 15 and 20 years. 15 and 20 years. And their first 2 weeks of being here, they go, I feel like I'm just barely getting started. Because one of the problems that occurs in the real estate industry is if you've got a good center of influence and you've got a good group of family members and friends, you can make a very decent living just by supporting and helping the people that you know. But what I know is that's inside of a comfort zone. And I know that what people really want is they want out here. They really want to live an amazing life where they feel fulfilled, that they're contributing to masses of people. They're vacationing whenever they want to vacation. They're free. And that freedom is available in real estate. And when I interview with people, that's what I know is that they're seeking. And that's the honey that's starting to attract people to our office, is that they know they don't have to pay for that outside. They're going to get it here, I can vividly remember a story where it was kind of funny, because what I say is it's the go get 'em tiger mentality, right? The typical real estate office is, the broker meets with the agent, they sign up, the agent gets started, the broker walks them over to the desk on the phone and he says, okay, go get 'em, tiger, right? And so in one particular meeting, it was funny, I was meeting with this agent and the agent says, you know why I'm here? I said, why? He says, I'm here because I know you used to take 10 to 15 listings a month. I've been in this business for 12 years and I've never taken more than 2 listings. And the only ones that I've taken are the ones that come to me. So I know you can help me. In my previous office, I kid you not, I literally went to the manager and I said, I need you to teach me how to take listings. And the manager goes, okay, don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow, come back. Guy says, I'm excited, I'm fired up, I can't wait. Like I'm having a sleepless night because I can't wait about the amazing information she's gonna give me, right? So next day I go into the office and I sit down with her and she goes, here you go. And guy says, she gave me a book that big. She slid it across the table and she said, go get 'em. And I couldn't help but say tiger, because I kept thinking, go get 'em, tiger, right? And as he says, go get 'em, I say tiger, and he goes, and we both start laughing, because that's truly the mentality out there. And that's what people are seeking. People want to know, how do I have a better life? How do I sell more homes, provide more value, get out of my box, break through, and truly live the life that I wanted to live when I first got my real estate license, when I was first excited about my new business cards and how amazing they looked? How do I get to make that a reality, And the beautiful thing was I was fortunate enough to do that in my life, so we're able to provide that. We're able to teach them how to do that. So I'm pretty big on building a team that works together. And we have a lot of different strategies that we use here. The beautiful thing is that even though we do feel like a team, and we are in essence a team, we are all individuals. And every single one of us has individual goals, individual aspirations. The biggest strategy I use is to encourage people to learn from each other. I think that's one of the greatest travesties of our society, is that the minute somebody starts to progress in life, they don't want to share what helped them get there. They want to keep it a secret because they don't want any competition. Here, there's competition, but it's all friendly. Like 3 times a year, we do a competition where, we divide the office into 2 and we say, okay, here's the goal. Whoever does the most of this gets a limo ride to Beverly Hills. We're going to go have fun. And everybody's competing, but it's fun. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest strategy we use. The biggest strategy we use is to cause people to truly put their guard down and understand that there's plenty of business for everybody and that no one can ever steal from you. No one can ever take from you. Whatever you decide you want is what's going to come to you. And no one can get in the way of that. And I think that's the biggest strategy we use. And when people begin to feel comfortable in their own skin and not really watch out for, who's going to take something from me, they're able to break through, and that energy is transcended onto their clients when they're meeting with their clients for the first time. And I think that's why we're having so many breakthroughs. So there's a formula that works, I believe, when coaching agents. And that's the following. There are 3 phases to success in real estate. Phase 1 is pretty simple. You have very little leverage. Leverage in our business comes through financial resources and people resources. And so when you're first getting in the business, unless you have $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in the bank for marketing, you're pretty much starting from scratch. Now, it's an amazing business in that you can start this business with $1,000, $1,500 all in, and you can create a 6-figure income your first 12 months. And that's the beautiful thing about the business. The thing is that phase 1 of the business should be spent in education. It should be spent in building a foundation. Just like a home is built. A home without a solid foundation is going to fall apart, right? Well, that's what real estate agents should be doing in phase 1. Learning the necessary sales skills, learning the techniques, learning communication, preparing their mind, believing in themselves, prospecting, going out there and learning how to generate leads, and going out there and learning how to fish for business. That's what happens in phase number 1. Now, here's the problem. 80% of real estate land never graduates phase 1. They never do. So they can never get into phase 2, right? So I believe the first 3 years in your career should be spent in phase 1, really building yourself, right? Phase 2 starts happening if you did a good job in phase 1. Phase 2 comes about, and now, you've got a good database, you're building some referral business, you're learning how to prospect, you're learning how to generate business for yourself. Phase 2 comes around, and that's when you start to have a little bit more leverage. So that's when you say, you know what, let me go out and let me build a team. Let me have an assistant, right? Let me bring on an agent to support some of the business that I can't handle anymore. And that's the second phase. I like to think of it as a leadership phase. That's where you start developing your leadership abilities. And that's kind of scary for some people, but truly, to build anything great, you've got to be a great leader. You got to be able to lead people, even if you got to be able to lead yourself to get out of bed every morning, and most of that is influence. You've got to have the ability to influence people. And the biggest influence starts with yourself. It's like to say, if I want to go out and I want to, lose weight or whatever. Well, I've got to influence myself enough to get up out of bed every morning and go do the necessary activities that are needed in order for me to accomplish my goal. If I can't do that with myself, how on earth am I going to lead other people? You know what I mean? And so phase 2 is all about developing your leadership skills. That takes about another 2 to 3 years. So now we're 6 years in the business. The last and final phase is phase 3. That's from year, call it 7 to 10. And that's where you have completely mastered the art of creating a real estate practice, a true business, and now your focus is on high leverage activities only, meaning listing properties, buying and investing in properties, holding properties, and creating residual income for you and your family. That's the way it's supposed to work out. I was lucky enough that that's the way it worked out for me. The problem is, and I've met thousands and thousands of realtors, I'm going to say it again, 85 to 90% never graduate phase 1. So that's what we do here. We make sure that everyone gets past phase 1, at least everybody that wants it. There's some people that come here and they don't show up to what we do. That we can't control. But no one will ever leave this company being able to say, I didn't learn how to prospect. I didn't learn how to better my thinking. I didn't learn how to generate business on my own. I didn't learn how to invest in property. I didn't learn, because we teach them everything that they need. So right now, one of the amazing things is that we just started this company 20 months ago, and we've expanded 3 times. So we started off with about 1,700 square feet, and there was just 5 or 6 of us. And then we moved to 4,000 square feet and 2 locations. And now we have just recently expanded to about 6,500 square feet and our 3rd location. And I think the biggest reason why people are coming to us from other companies is because deep inside they know there's something more than what they're receiving right now. There's something more. They have a greater potential than what they're currently experiencing in life today. And they want to go from this and they want to grow a little bit more. And they've got 2 options. Either A, go out and find somebody and pay, $1,000, $1,500 a month for weekly conversations, or B, and here's the interesting dynamic, go be a part of a company that not only provides those weekly conversations and those weekly trainings, but is a partner with you in your business. Meaning, when you grow, the company grows. Where the company is literally, it's invested in your performance. And that's the biggest reason why I think people are coming. Because people are starting to realize, if I'm gonna pay a split to a broker, I might as well get something in return. I might as well not just pay for a desk and a phone. I might as well learn something. I might as well, take my sales to the next level. I might as well learn how to manage my time a little bit better. I might as well learn how to spend more time with my family. I might as well learn how to buy investment properties. I might as well learn how to be a landlord. I might as well learn a step-by-step plan to retire in 10 years, or whatever the case may be. I think people are starting to notice that there is a different way, and there is a different company, and Intero is that company. And for the people who are brave enough, because I meet with a lot of people, but for the people who are brave enough to believe in themselves enough and to know that there's something more for them, when they take that leap of faith and join Intero, it's lights out. It's literally, just as I was walking in the door, a guy that's been with us for 2 weeks, the same guy that the lady gave him the book and said, go get him Tiger, he just took his first listing and he made his first sale. He's been here 2 weeks. Last year he did nothing because he was depressed because of the market, whatever that. We're literally changing lives here, and that's what I love about this company. Yeah. So when an agent is properly trained, coached, and is a part of a great environment, that individual literally becomes a human being that has every tool available to them, to where literally the only thing that can hold them back is their ability to see into the future, their ability to believe in what's possible for them. Because there's 2 components here. Number 1 is learning how, right? And number 2 is believing in how big, right? I was an 18-year-old kid living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, broke, my poor single family, mom trying to do her best, trying to hold it all together. But I saw something bigger, and I saw something greater. And I was just crazy enough to believe in myself. So that for me wasn't an issue for me. I've always had the ability to just believe, to have faith, I needed the other part. I needed the training part, right? And that's what I went out and paid thousands of dollars for, read so many books, read so many magazines and articles, and listened to DVDs, and Walk on Fire, and you name it, I've done it, right? And little by little, that's the stuff that starts teaching you both. It starts teaching you how to believe, and it also starts teaching you what to do to make your vision become a reality. So I think that when a human being has both those factors and then tops it off within an environment that supports their dreams, we're literally creating unstoppable people. That's magic. That's where people look back 15 years later and go, oh my God, that really happened. Like, I did that. I went from this to this, and that's the juice that gets me going every day, because it's no longer for me about selling a house. For me, it's about creating a legacy, creating something that when people look back, they're going to go, you know what, those Intero people, man, they did it, and it's happening right now. We've only been here 20 months, but I think everybody around us is already feeling that there's something special going on here. And it's, at this point, it's no longer about me. The culture itself is an unstoppable machine. We're much more than a real estate company. We are a company that is impacting people. We're a company that when our agents come here, they are transformed completely. And through that transformation, they're able to transform lives of our clients and our customers. Ultimately, in 5 to 10 years, I truly believe we're going to be able to do more business and more volume than what our competitors do. And we're going to be able to do it with half the people, because our people will be better trained. They'll be better skilled. They'll be happier. They'll be freer to, like Southwest says, move about the country, right? They'll be free to just be, I think for sure, without a doubt, there's no question in my heart and in my mind that we're already here in Southern California. I mean, we're the organization that brings more value to people's lives. The numbers will show that later. That's already coming. That's already part of our path. Ultimately, however, what I want to do is I want to take the people who can believe big enough with me, and I want to help them help people. Because I truly believe that Intero Real Estate Services here in Rancho Cucamonga, Downey, and La Quinta, I really believe that what we're going to create is going to attract people from all over the world. I really believe that people will literally fly here to spend the week with us, to be a part of the movement, to be a part of the energy, to be a part of the passion, and take it back to where they are, wherever they are, whether they're here in the US, whether they're in Mexico, whether they're in Peru, whether they're in Canada, whether they're in Germany. That's what I see happening. And what I see happening is now I am kind of stepping away a little bit, and now our agents are coaching other people. And that's what I see. This is much, my vision for this is much bigger than, hey, let's just go sell a lot of houses. No, we're going to go impact a lot of lives. So the real estate market right now has definitely started to make a change for the better. And one of the things that we do here at Intero is that I keep an eye on things, and I keep an eye on the market. And I noticed about 7 months ago that our inventory here in the Inland Empire and in Southern California as a whole was starting to drop. And the reason it was starting to drop was because banks stopped releasing as many of their assets as they had before. So the REO market was starting to dwindle. I also noticed that the so-called bad economy that happened in 2006, 2007 had already been gone for about 3, 4, 5 years. So that means that naturally a good economy is about to come up. That means that naturally our prices have been rising, and so people were going to start having equity again. So one of the things that I did was I started training all the agents here at Intero, and I started showing them what I did to convert from a buyer-focused agent to a listing-focused agent. And we started practicing and internalizing and role-playing and just doing this on a daily basis, because I really do believe that listings is where you get leverage from. And so for an agent, for example, that has been working with buyers most of their career, that's a little scary, So one of the things we do is we help them along in the process, and we show them what it's going to take to eventually become a top listing agent. So one of the things that we've been very fortunate of is that while most people are complaining that there's a lack of inventory, we're creating our own inventory. And the beautiful thing we're doing is for our customers, this is I think one of the most valuable reasons why they should buy or sell a home through Intero is because I would say 65% of our sales happen where we take a listing. Right now you have a listing, you put it on the MLS in the market, you're going to get 4, 5, 6, 7 offers within 2 or 3 days. And buyers are getting frustrated because there's a lack of inventory. Well, most of our sales are happening where we have a listing, right? And another agent in our office has the buyer, and we are teaming the two together. What that means is you have a seller who is happy because they've got a buyer that they know they can trust is qualified and highly motivated. And also you have a buyer that's pretty happy that doesn't have to go through the multiple offers or any of that stuff. They're walking into a house saying, you know what, I would really love to own this home. What do I have to do? And we're able to say, make a strong offer, and you'll more than likely get it. And that's one of the ways that I think we are definitely ahead of the competition when it comes to the way we are evolving with the market. I think the most important fact that I'd like agents to know that are considering working here at Intero is very simple, is that there is a better life out there for them. There is a way to sell more homes, and there is a way to do it in less time. And I know that that might seem a little impossible, but I could, and the only way I can do this is because I've done it myself. I can pretty much guarantee that as long as another agent is willing to put in the work, not only the work in their business, but their work in themselves, that within 24 months I could help them double their business and help them decrease the amount of time that they're investing in their business so they can spend more time with their family. And that's a tough guarantee to make. But not only have I done it in my life, not only did I do it for the 500 coaching clients that we were coaching, but now after 20 months of being here, there's so many agents here that that's happening for, that I can very confidently guarantee that if you come to Intero, your life will change. You will sell more homes and you will do it in less time.